welcome in to some more F1 Manager. And we are loading into the Dutch GP in Dutchland. My camera's up skewed here. There we go. That's good. But
what excitement lies ahead this year?
It's Ferrari who are currently ahead in the constructors' standings. And at round 14, we're well into the season.
here we go.
Sit tight then for the
Are you ready? Okay, we've got a welcome in Nevertag, no ways live. Yes, I'm for real. I'm for realsies live. Apologies, my schedule's been a bit all over the place. Like, I've not been streaming as much, but I will get back on streaming more frequently. But welcome in. How's it going, Nevertag? How are you, my friend? The wild species which appears in it's been like days, man. Been a couple days. Hasn't been that long. But I will stream more often so that I don't start to, I don't know, become extinct. Anyway, I'm doing good. What have I been up to today? A lot of WHF stuff, a bunch of league stuff. Is what I've been sorting out today. And I have some respite, and then I'm probably gonna be busy tomorrow. And then it's my birthday on Monday. Woo! I'm gonna be 23. No, Nevertag. The season starts next Saturday. Starts next week. We had our final pre-season race today of the season. It's Zandvoort, so I don't actually want the best parts on the car. Alright, that's just mean. That's just mean. That is simply mean. Anyway, moving on, we have probably gonna be down on power this race, I'd say. Don't know why that's popping up again. I literally dealt with that like not that long ago. We're gonna be a little down on power this race, but it's Zandvoort, so you don't need a tremendous amount of my birthday is on the 15th. It's meanwhile the 20th is the start of the season in WHF. The 21st is the start of the Tier 1 season. The 20th is Tier 2. This 22nd is just a random date. Nothing's really happening then, I don't think, to my knowledge. But no, I'm not 43. Unfortunately. Well, actually, maybe not. Unfortunately, maybe fortunate that I am 23 or turning 23. So, Nevertag, it is a pace-based system. So all of the quick drivers are in tier 1, and then the not so quick drivers are in tier 2. And if they have a very good season and they show me, you know, all their work quick actually, then they get moved up to tier 1. Pretty simple. No, actually, I don't want to be 43. I actually like being young. I want to stay young forever. I don't want to die. Please don't kill me. Anyway, hello R, welcome in. We're on board now with Verstappen for his first lap round. The Spa. This is not the Spa. The Zandvoort circuit. I was thinking about Spa for a second there because Verstappen won last time out in Spa, which closed the gap to what's his face, Leclerc, a little bit. You're on your computer. You can hear me now. Hello, Ari's computer. What's the weather like there? I don't know. Anyway, Leclerc's going to come across the line, followed by Verstappen. Where are we going to go? Slightly quicker than the Haas. Verstappen goes slower than the Haas. And Verstappen is immediately back out on track, because that is unacceptable lap time so far. Regardless of what engine you've got in the car, mate, you should be doing quicker. No one blocking Verstappen's lap, I don't think. He's gone purple-green, so Verstappen should improve here massively. Which I'd like to see. I would like to see Verstappen improve. And it's Max Verstappen goes P4, and it's very close up at the top with Yuki Tsunoda, Guan Yu Zhou, Logan Sargent. Well, actually, it costs a lot of money, Nevertag, for flights and that, so, like, you know. But R did spend Christmas with me, and we kind of celebrated each other's birthday while we were here. Anyway, I think we're safe. I think we are safe through. Let me just be cautious. Let me just be a little bit cautious. I don't want to throw caution to the wind. And click that button. There we go. Who's where? Norris again is at risk. Norris is always a bit shaky in qualifying. Don't know, ow, bang me elbow. Don't know why that is. But here we are. Norris is still on the cusp. Norris finished 15th there. Norris was 15th. Yikes. Yeah, we ended up being fine. This time I'm gonna give Leclerc the toe because Verstappen's on older tires, thus less likely to actually get a lap that will put him at the top, really. Whereas Leclerc can actually get a lap in now that would maybe put him through. I think Verstappen may need to do another lap on fresh tyres. Meanwhile, this lap with Leclerc could put him through the session. Whereas if I think we did the reverse, I don't think either of our drivers would have been safe. Where Max was on 80% softs, you know what I mean? But Leclerc now has had a good tow from Verstappen on this lap and has done in 8.6. That's a good lap time. I believe Russell's gone slightly quicker. I do believe Max needs to go out again for sure. And Max goes out now, following Norris out of the box. Is anyone in our way? I don't think so. I think Leclerc might be fine. I think you're right. I think Leclerc may be fine here. Whereas Max needs to improve. Max only up with the green middle sector. Only a slight improvement from Max. That's a little worrying. And when I mean a little, I mean a lot. A lot worrying. Gonna put Max out here again. This time Ocon may block our lap. Ocon's out of the way. And yeah, we're good. We are good. We are good. This time Max has got a green first sector. As long as he keeps the greens up, I think we should be safe. But if he pulls out another yellow, like there, like there. Max didn't improve. I think he now needs to pace it in to the pit box. How much of a gap does Leclerc have in the standings? I can show you a vague gap, but this is not accurate. It says 80 points, but this again is not accurate. You'll have to really wait until like after to see what the actual gap is. I think we may have to use another set of softs here. You know what, actually I'm going to risk saving a set of softs for Max here. That is going to be us. We're going to risk not putting Max out on fresher tires. And Zhou on a lap but not really improving. Norris not really improving and has traffic here from the Haas. That's just perfect, eloquent. Absolutely ruined lap for Norris there. Meanwhile, Awasa can still improve, but I don't believe there's anyone really behind us that's a threat. Yeah, I think we're fine. Zhou and Norris were the big threats, and they did not get good enough laps in, although Zhou wasn't that far off. Awasa now. P10 puts Stroll down. Piastri is green. Norris is definitely not improving here. But we are going to follow him to see what lap time he does. Does he even improve on his lap? He got massively blocked there, so I wasn't expecting him to improve. Meanwhile, Piastri may put Awasa out here, and he does. Piastri all the way up to P3, Awasa out of the session. Both Mercedes, Verschoor, Gasly, and Awasa out. As we're going to head on now to Q3. What's the time for? I'll never get bored. I don't think I'll ever get bored of doing that. I don't think I'll ever get bored of doing that. It's too funny. Wow. What is with all the love hearts? Anyway, where am I? Fresh sauce for Leclerc, fresh sauce for Max. R has absolutely spammed the love hearts. How many love hearts is that? Do you want to start counting with me? 1, 2. Yeah, I'm not counting. That is a lot. I like having Twitch and PC. 500. Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot. Okay, I'm immediately restarting the session. I am immediately restarting the session. Fill him up with what? Anyway, let's try this again. This time, allow Leclerc to leave the fucking box. This time there's an actual distance. Why has it been pinned? What does that mean? Pinned by R. I didn't know you could pin messages. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Oh, I'm leaving that there. That is perfect. Wow. Oh, I think I want to keep that there the whole stream. That's just, oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful right there. That is quite splendid, if I say so myself. Anyway, what kind of lap times are we doing here? Alright, R, I have some water here if you wanna sip. Here, I didn't do it, Nevertag. It was the mod. R is a mod, so you know. Leclerc goes quickest, Verstappen goes slower, and that is a slow lap on fresh softs. That is a slow lap. I tell you what we're gonna do. We're actually gonna put used softs back on this and go out again, because we have enough time to. Alright. We are going. Cause this game is so perfect. Leclerc's got a green first sector. Verstappen's got a yellow. Leclerc's gone purple though. So Leclerc still yet, or may yet improve here as Verstappen. Why is my Discord only... My Discord is rusty here because it's only put out the ping now. Leclerc crosses the line, goes P2. Verstappen, don't know if he improved there. Let's see. Lap history. Verstappen did improve, I think, by a 10th. And so did Leclerc. But we're coming in again and we're going to go back out. And we've one really more bite at the cherry here. Oh no, Verstappen's right up as a gearbox. I don't want that. Well, now we need to time this to essentially have Yuki give us a tow. Because we don't want to be kind of in Yuki's way. Where's Yuki now? Alright. Leclerc's gonna go. Leclerc really needs to get going here. Really don't feel like Leclerc's pulled any gap at all. Mick has got a purple. What the fuck? Now, it's annoying me how close our drivers are together. Normally I'd quit out because I'm like, this game's fucking stupid, why they're so close together, and I couldn't get them to fucking split. But I want to keep Mick's fucking insane lap time. So I guess we're just to put up with this shitness. Whatever this is. But Max has gone green. Meanwhile, Leclerc, yellow. Tell you what. No, don't call car in. We want to go past the fucking line, lads. We are bursting past the line here. Verstappen does slightly improve, but not by enough, really. Yeah, Mick could be on pole here, unless Max has something to say about it. Max has gone green in the first sector and has one more lap to go at this. Leclerc does not have anything left to show. Meanwhile, Max does. We're just going to keep an eye on the fuel here. I reckon he's going to make it if we can push now on the fuel. He's gone green, but he does not have ERS out of the final corner, which could... No! Fuck off! I literally had it cancelled call-in, and it's called him in anyway. Fuck off, game. I can't be arsed. Anyway, Mick's on pole. The fact that the game's fucking awful is taken away from it slightly, but we'll move on. Fucking hell. Oh, I'm pushing that hard because I just desperately want to pit. Aye, fuck off, game, man. Dear God. Anyway, into the race we go. Soft, medium, really? Or soft, medium, is there any mediums here? There's no mediums. Well, the thing is, I think Leclerc has 2 fresh softs. Yes, as he does, but I don't think Max does. Max has 90% on his soft. So I think what we're going to do with Max is we're going to do a different strategy with Max. We're going to do soft, medium, hard, I believe. Or even. Start him on these 90% softs. Yeah, I'm aware I need to update the race requirements. And then we go medium, soft. We start on the wounded tires and then we end on the better softs. Yeah, I feel like that's better. When is Leclerc boxing? Leclerc is boxing lap 24. Max is going in 5 laps earlier as it currently stands. No chance for a one-stopper. Well, it is 12 seconds slower in estimated race time, so I don't think I'm going to risk it. Welcome in, Jonas. Does engine cooling affect something else than parts wear? Straight line speed, but it's not really noticeable. Like, in real life, if your engine is overheating, then you don't have as much straight line speed. But I don't know if in the game it is, Jonas. I don't know if they were that smart to add that. They could have. But I've never really noticed that, like, I was pushing too hard on the engine and it not really give me that much. Anyway, we're going to load now into the Dutch Grand Prix. Verstappen's going to start on slightly worn softs here. Mick Schumacher gets pole in the AlphaTauri. Schumacher levels. Man said Schumacher levels and showed them. He showed those Schumacher levels. Bum 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 bum. Right. Into eye overtaking. And Mick goes defensive, but may allow Leclerc around the outside here. Leclerc's having a little look around the outside, but the Red Bull dives it on the inside of Zhou. Meanwhile, Verstappen getting swamped immediately from Ocon off the start here. Can Verstappen come back at the McLaren? He has the soft tyres. Yes, they are slightly worn, but the slightly scrubbed softs, I think, should still eke out and get ahead here of Ocon, and does. Verstappen recovers well there. Meanwhile, Leclerc on the back of Mick Schumacher. Brake cooling is OP. I've honestly never noticed. I don't really keep an eye on what my what degrees everything is. I play this game in a much more simple mindset, which is just drive the fucking car. I just focus on what I can control, which, even though the brake cooling is something I can control, I'm like, I don't control the brake cooling. Zhou sets the fastest lap. Mick keeps P2. Max still pushing here. I think I might ease off a little bit with Leclerc. Guppy. And I will with Max soon as well, once I know he's not too under pressure from Ocon, but there still is that chance. Russell and Mick also have this similar situation with tyres, but Ocon is all over the gearbox of Verstappen, so we still need to keep pushing a little bit here. I'll keep an eye on the brakes. Where's the brake temps? I don't even know where the brake temps are. Because these are the tire temperatures. Oh wow. Where's everyone gone? Why did everyone disappear? Both my drivers have really high rated smoothness. Like, can I even check from any of these menus? I don't think I can. But Leclerc and Verstappen both have insane rated smoothness. Recharge on, recharge on. DRS enable, DRS enable. Max just about inside the DRS here, but our driver's having to push a little bit more than we would like here to stay with the cars ahead. Meanwhile, we can drop Ocon out of our DRS though, which is going to help massively. You use AlphaTauri. I would do a save with AlphaTauri, Jonas, or a team like that, or like Alfa Romeo. But the fact that they're going to switch to a new team name, and I can't actually edit that because I'm on PlayStation. Once I get this game on PC in the future, I think I will do saves, because then whenever they change name, I can actually add a mod that will, like, you know, change the team name, etc. You know what I mean? What tires are Joe and Mick? Both on softs. It's only Ocon really on mediums here, and he also has Russell for company, but we've dropped them really out of this battle because they've fallen out of DRS. Meanwhile, Leclerc needs to push a bit more to stay with the leaders here. Max is doing okay, but we need to get these tire times down. We really need to get these tire times down if we can. So these two battling is going to help. If Leclerc can manage these softs, it'll surely help. Yuki is basic the poor man's Verstappen. Well, I rate Yuki. Who's their other driver now? Ricciardo. They've had so many drivers this season. I was actually cycling through them all. But I do rate Ricciardo, and I do rate Tsunoda. I've got to be honest, I do want Ricciardo back in the Red Bull. I'll just be honest with myself and everyone. I do want Ricciardo back in the Red Bull. I feel like Sergio just not. He's not. What's the saying? He's not cutting the grass. Yeah, you want Ricky Bobby? Oh, Ricky Bobby back in the Red Bull. Now after saying that, never take. I want him even more back in the Red Bull. It's Ricky Bobby. Ricky Bobby. But yeah, if we could have Ricky Bobby back in the Red Bull, battling against the American Ricky Bobby with a handlebar mustache. And then everyone's like, but he's Australian. But I'm like, shh, he's Ricky Bobby in the flesh. He is Ricky Bobby. You don't understand. He is him. Now, Verstappen is actually managing his tyres a good bit better than Mick at the moment. Yuki and Lando would be OPAF in any car, or Yuki and Russell. Is Yuki your favourite driver, Jonas? See, he is him. Absolutely right. He is him. Right. We're going to push a little bit more up to the pack here with Verstappen, and then I'm actually going to back off these tyres because he can go into conservation mode at this stage because he's close enough to Leclerc to actually conserve these softs to make them last a lot longer here. Meanwhile, Leclerc needs to close up a bit to the front again. Charge button off. Charge button off. Come on, Max. Come on, Max Verstappen. And it's Max Verstappen round the final corner. DRS engaged. Watching Guan Yu Zhao and Mick Schumacher battle it into turn one. Yeah, Jonas, is Yuki your favourite driver? Or is it someone else? I'd say my favourite driver is between Lando and Leclerc. I would lean to more towards Lando, but I am Ferrari. I am Ferrari through and through. So if we got like Lando to join Ferrari, you know, that'd be nice. But I think he's gonna stay at McLaren, possibly his whole career. you know. It's kind of like a dream. But at the same time, though, I do like Carlos and Charles and Charlie Boy. Meanwhile, Ocon still battling with Russell and Sonoda here as well. But we're doing well here. We're just managing our tires. Meanwhile, we've almost got Zhou with Verstappen here because Zhou was equal to Leclerc's tire wear, and now Leclerc is far superior. And there's only 3% that separates Max and Zhou at this stage. Mick is really out of the tire wear battle at this stage. So I think we can go a bit longer in our stint. When you look at his age and his stats don't, is a waste of potential, dude. Large, have Drugovich and Yuki both in high development range. Is that in game? There's they have a lot of potential. Or are you on about real life now? Because Felipe Drugovich is kind of wasted, just sitting around. And now the softs for Mick is really falling off. So I think this is the lap to attack with both our drivers. I think we're both going to try and get by here. Mick, because Mick is now in the 40%. With those softs, we are just far superior tire wear at this stage. And Leclerc may send it into the final corner. A bit too far back. Mick should have the DRS here. But I believe Leclerc may still be able to get the move here. Maybe too far back at this stage. Oh, it's a big send from Leclerc. Absolute humongous send from Leclerc there. And Max as well, gonna send it around the outside. We are first. We are first. And Max is through into P3, but we want Mick at the back of this train because his tire wear is just gonna drop him back anyway. And meanwhile, we can hold on to Zhou for a bit. Development rate is how fast drivers develop, and Yuki are the only F1 drivers with high rate. Okay, that's interesting. I haven't really explored too much with other drivers because I've had Carlos and Leclerc and Max as my drivers this game. So I've not did too much exploration so far. Okay. I'm going to tell Leclerc to back out because he somehow let Max through, not pushing on ERS. Interesting. Thank you for the 44 bits, R. Welcome in. Thank you for the 44 bits, R. You're number one. And it actually says Max should box soon, but I think we can actually extend the stint a little bit more here. Meanwhile, Mick is now out of our DRS, but he's going to actually do a job holding up Ocon. Meanwhile, Leclerc having a little look around the outside of Max here. Around the outside of Max Verstappen, who races for Ferrari now. Having a little look on the rear of Guan Yu Zhou. Meanwhile, we just need Mick to hold up Ocon as long as possible because Ocon's doing a little bit of an alternate strategy that we don't want to see come to fruition. Focus on the tire, focus on the tire. Meanwhile, Mick's now round the outside of Guan Yu Zhao into turn 1. Now, Max has had, unfortunately, a couple of incidents in Hungary and Silverstone with opposing drivers. Meanwhile, Ocon on the inside of Mick. I think that is our time to go now. I believe next lap will be the go lap where we need to go because we need to drop Zhou back to then hold up Ocon, because I believe Ocon is about to join the train that we're in. 1.3 behind. He's also carrying Mick back up to this train as well. Yeah, preferably not collide this time. Meanwhile, gonna try push with both their drivers here. Meanwhile, Ocon right into the DRS already. Ocon dropping the hammer here. I just think he may have missed the detection point. Never mind, he is there. And Max now on the inside of Guan Yu Zhao into the lead. Goes Max Verstappen. Meanwhile, Charles Leclerc may look for a move on Guan Yu Zhao as well here. Currently P1. Currently P1. And I believe with Leclerc will hold back a little bit here. Meanwhile, Max is really pushing on his tyres until he needs the box. We're now dancing all over the rear of Zhou. May get him into the final corner here. DRS engaged as we head down the main straight here. Leclerc picks the inside, but does he have the straight line speed? Can he outbrake Guan Yu Zhou? Big sand. Almost taps the rear of the Red Bull driver. But Zhou has been managing this expertly as Leclerc now on the inside may send it in the hairpin, and that is all she wrote. Mamma mia. We suggest more Lyco. We suggest more Lyco. But we have dropped Ocon, which was a big priority there that we wanted to do. Is we did not want Ocon hanging on to us there. Meanwhile, I think Max has another lap in him, leading us away. And it's going to give Leclerc a moment to regain some ERS before Leclerc goes pushing, before he goes on to the mediums. But now a couple drivers into the pits, including Mick Schumacher. I think this will definitely be the lap that Max goes on to those medium tires. Meanwhile, I think Leclerc can do another lap here. Well, a lot more laps, I would say. But we're kind of carrying Zhou here, which is not really what I wanted to do. I kind of do want to escape here. And with Leclerc now, we need to try and escape. Leclerc can do a lot more than one lap. Yeah. He's going to be doing a couple laps. Max does a good pit stop there. the interval now to 1.2, which is what we want. More like-o. And Max now exits in this mega train, but he is ahead of Mick and all them. But he is in a big train here. While he's going to recoup his ERS. Meanwhile, I think Leclerc can go much longer. He's also pulling a gap to Zhou, who's slowly about to fall into the clutches. Welcome in, Lord West. Super Max in a red Ferrari. He is supposed to be in Red Bull. Well, we're also like in 2030 or something, I don't know. Or maybe 2028 or something, or maybe 2029. Is there a way I can look at the date? There is a way. There is a way. Mid-race. Yeah, we're in 2030. We're in 2030, so you never know what could happen. Max now deciding to not go for the move because, you know, hilarious. He's so silly, you know. But, yeah, Leclerc now just building the gap. Well, he needs to get ahead of Maloney, and then these three are gonna pit. And then there's Sargent on the road and Verschoor. And then he's got a bit of a gap before he gets up to Piastri again. So I think we now need to push out of this corner. Meanwhile, I think Leclerc now can come in off onto the mediums here. Box. Meanwhile, where's Max going? Max, it'd be great if you got Maloney here. Which I don't think he's going to get. The AlphaTauri of Hajar. Oh, it's a mega send from Max! Unbelievable stuff. Mega send from Max. It'd be great if you could send it on Hajar as well, because he's got 28% sauce. He's just wasting your time at this stage. You need to get through the AlphaTauri. You're wasting time here. But what a send from Max. Hopefully he has the DRS on Hajar, which he should do. Really hoping Hajar does not get a random detection point. It just helps him defend. He does get a random detection point that helps him defend. What is this bullshit? Big send for Max. Come on. That's what we need with Max. That is what we need. Back through on Hajar. You love to see it. Gonna have the DRS anyway on the cars ahead, which should make this a bit easier. But now Max needs to get Verschoor and Sargent. Meanwhile, it'd be great if Leclerc could be out ahead of them. But Leclerc's going to exit ahead of them. Perfect pit stop for Leclerc. If he can now head down the road away from Verschoor and Sargent, that is an excellent pit stop for Leclerc. Comes out ahead of the drivers who are yet to pit. Meanwhile, I think we need to start pushing yet again here with Max. He just needs to fully get through these drivers. He cannot waste any time behind them. Max now on the inside of Sargent, backs out of the move because he has no balls. Meanwhile, Versure now losing out to Leclerc. He'll have no DRS here. Welcome back, Sean. It's lovely to hear from you. Yeah, Max won in Spa. We're now trying to get him to win his home race here in Zandvoort. Max now on the inside of Logie Sarge. Sends it on the inside of the hard runner. Can he keep it together? Yes, he does. Can he get past the Haas of Richard Versure? Versure defending for his life here. Meanwhile, I think Leclerc now can back off a little bit, protect the ERS, or get it back, get it some recouped. Yeah, he did DNF in Hungary with contact with Yuki Tsunoda, who currently leads us away in the McLaren, but the McLaren's yet to box. Yep, this is helping Leclerc build a gap. Yeah, Gunther Steiner has left Haas, which was unexpected news, but Haas need to do something different than what they'd be doing, from what they had been doing. But I don't think Gunther Steiner was the problem. I think the lack of investment really was the problem, more than anything. Max now on Versure. Will he get the DRS here? I think Max has got the DRS as well here. Yeah, Max has got the DRS and is going to skate on through, which will allow him to pace off into the distance as Versure's going to hold up this whole pack that has Mick and Joe in it, who he had been battling with at the start, which is pretty handy for us, you'd have to say. Meanwhile, we need Max to start to manage his tires, bring the temperature down. I kind of expect this to happen, but in 2025, but not this soon. Yeah, well. Oh, Max with a lovely exit out of the final corner, despite conserving everything, is going to take the net P1, really. And we're going to back off here with Leclerc's tires to allow Max to push a little bit before Leclerc comes back through again. Because realistically, Leclerc is supposed to be leading the train, although Maloney isn't that far off. Yeah, heard Simone Rest has left, Haas as well. Max and Verstappen, or Max and Verstappen, I said. Max and Leclerc continue to battle here. And realistically, Max needs to just back out here, recoup his ERS. And also his tire wear is much worse than Leclerc's. There's some rumors that Simone could be going back to Ferrari. Interesting. I'm wondering where Gunther's going to end up, because I feel like Gunther's not going to lead the sport. Oh my god, Mick is almost here. We need to go. We need to get gone last Tuesday to get away from Mick here. Because Mick is going to be inside the DRS. Yeah, it's just Max battling with the voices, really, and Evertag. That's all it really is. That's all current day F1 is Max battling with his own head, being like, don't bin it. Aston Martin got another guy from Red Bull a few days ago. A lot of people have been stinging off Red Bull currently. And now they may go 3 wide into turn 1. Around the outside, they do a Heikkinen down the main straight. Get clear of Piastri, who's now going to hopefully hold up Mick. That's going to help her race a little bit here. Meanwhile, Leclerc should lead Max away here. Max just needs to regain his ERS and his tires. As you can see, Leclerc has 8% better wear now, 9% better wear. But Max is low on ERS. If I can get the ERS screen up, you can see there Max has less than half of his ERS. Meanwhile, Mick now on the back of Piastri. And of course they defend us, but not the AlphaTauri of Mick. So Mick, who got pole... Sean, that is what you missed. Mick Schumacher got pole in the AlphaTauri. Mental. Absolutely mental. But anyway, as time progresses, we should hopefully extend our margin from Mick, as Mick does have more wounded softs here than our fresh. I mean, Aston Martin signed Andor Hagendos, who had designed product design engineer at Red Bull for 9 years. Aston Martin is senior project designer. He had responsible plan management. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. I'll be interested to see. I'm interested to see Aston. Are you on about AlphaTauri or what they're changing their name to? The rumor is they're changing their name to Racing Bulls, which is the worst F1 team name ever created. I would rather Marlboro F1 than Racing Bulls. Genuinely. Racing Bulls is such an awful name. If Red Bull didn't exist and you called them Racing Bulls, then I'd be like, okay. But the fact that Red Bull exists, and now there's Red Bull and Racing Bulls, it's a bit totally shit. Yeah. I haven't seen Nevertag if they have given the names in. I don't even know. Stake F1 team, let's just call them Audi because they're Audi. But Audi are like, if you fuck up, we don't want to be associated with you. But it's Audi. It's a sponsor team for a year and then it's gonna be Audi, so it's Audi. It really is just Audi. That is why we were struggling for paces, because we'd been on high overtake aggression accidentally. Yellow flag out, that could have really spoiled our plans. What is this?
What happened? Now let's take a look here at turn 10. And the car fails to respond.
Yeah, yes. They're Sauber slash Audi. Just call it Sauber or Audi. Oh my god. Why are our drivers going side by side here? Please no. Please no. Please no. Please no. And if you look at the other AlphaTauri, it is Hadjar down in P16. Please no. Mick is... Let's have a look here. Mick has been lightning as of recent. Where is standings again? If we go to here, we go to standings, yeah. We have... Mick has jumped up to 12th, but that was only a result. He jumped like 5 positions after Spa. So following Spa, Mick has jumped massively. He's got a pole position now, and if he gets a big finish here, he probably will potentially jump ahead of Versure. Yep. Leclerc still following along Verstappen. Verstappen may get swamped here. Zhou can see them. Mick now looking on the back of Verstappen. As long as you don't let him through, you should be okay. Don't let him through, don't let him through, don't let him through. Oh my god, Mick. Mick is coming through. This was not in my strategy plans, was having to battle with Mick. But at the same time though, Mick is on the softs. Actually, this is not a problem. Mick is on the softs. His tire's gonna fall off. Albon seems to have come back to his form a bit. Albon is a little bit back. I think he did well in I think he did well in Spa. Ferrari interested in Albon. I do not like that rumor, must be honest. I like Albon, but not as a Ferrari driver, I must say. He got 5th in Spa. Well, that'll be closer to your memory, Sean, because it's been a couple days and I don't quite fully remember. Meanwhile, Leclerc surely gonna just blow past here. Mick now, who started on pole on the back of Verstappen. I would love really to manage the tyres with Verstappen, but Mick is not really affording us that luxury as well with Zhou and Ocon. Ocon's gone medium soft. Ocon could be a threat here. Ocon could be a big threat here. I think we need to keep Mick behind us so that Mick can keep Ocon behind us, because Ocon is a genuine threat here. He's gone medium soft, which is not a strategy I thought they would do. And Tsunoda is a threat here as well, but he may get held up here by Russell. And Russell's actually probably one of the best defensive drivers in the game at this stage. Aston Martin and Mercedes will be sharing gearboxes. Interesting. But Ocon now is here, so we need to now keep Mick behind us so that Mick can keep Ocon behind him. To summarise, because I believe we will Verstappen, Leclerc and Ocon will be all going on to the same soft stint at the end, but Ocon could use the tyres that he's currently on to build a gap before then. Meanwhile, Mick is going to be going on to the mediums because he went soft, so Mick is really not a threat. I would be surprised if Mick won. Yeah, Versure has been brilliant this season. Where is Versure? He is down in 18th, but he has just boxed, I'm pretty sure. But Ocon now looking on the back of Mick. Please don't go for the move. He's going to go for the move. Esty Bestie has gone for the move here. And we now need to keep Ocon behind us because Mick has put up pretty much zero defense at this stage. And Mick now with 47% softs, which is 30% worse than Ocon's, is not going to be an issue. Meanwhile, there's a VSC. Ooh. So chat, hards to the end or stay out on softs, or stay out until softs. Because there's this strategy. This one is 11 seconds quicker, but you should gain that anyway with the well, they're both doing soft, medium, soft, Sean. It's just Max had started on 90% softs because his were worn slightly. But I think you may be right. I think we take the gamble with one of our drivers and leave the other one. And I think Leclerc just needs to hold on desperately to Ocon once he inevitably gets him here. But as the VSC is out, we're going to absolutely park the car. If we can. Maybe we should say the strategy we're on. I'm thinking to split them to give us the best opportunity. What do we think, chat? What do we think? Do we split them? Do we stay the same with both? For sure. Who Sean had just bigged up has now spun and destroyed his gearbox. So, great timing, Sean. Splendid. Couldn't have been better timing, I don't think. But what strategy should we go for? What do you think, Sean? What do you think, Nevertag? What do you think, everyone in the chat who has not said anything? Who's currently seeing an ad? Alright, you should be back from the ad. Which strat should we do? Should we do what I have set now? Should we leave Max on the softs like Leclerc is doing, or do we put them both in for hards now? What do we do, chat? What are you thinking, chat? Let me know. And for any of you who have subscribed, you can use the emotes. You go soft, medium, hard, or soft, medium, soft. Getting past the traffic on the hards might not be ideal, but here's the thing though, we won't lose tremendously, but maybe you might be right. I think we won't, as it is the VSC, you won't lose massive amounts. What's Piastri doing? His delta is a bit gone. Getting past the traffic on hards, soft, medium, soft, says R. What are we thinking, chat? Do we go soft, medium, soft? Or do we go soft, medium, hard? Or do we do what we're doing currently and split strategies? Nevertag says maybe bring one of them in. Anyone else have a say? I feel like Sean never actually says what strategy we should do. I feel like he just watches, he just sits there. Watching. I feel like Sean never actually recommends a strategy. He's just like, I want to watch all of this unfold. I think it's worth a try soft, medium, softs, because we can't count out a chance for the safety car at the end. We can't blame Sean. I think we're gonna stay out with both drivers. That is what I'm leaning towards now, chat. I think we're gonna stay out with both drivers. And now Nevertag and Sean have said try with one of them, which means we're going back to this. Right, you know what it's time for, chat? It's time for a poll. Where are polls? Where are polls? Here we go. We've got our poll up now. Let me know. Soft, medium, soft for both drivers. Soft, medium, hard for both drivers. Or split like we have now. Let me know what you think, chat. Do we go soft, medium, soft for both drivers? Soft, medium, hard for both drivers? Or do we split the strategy like is displayed on screen? So, Nevertag says he's leaning a bit towards splitting them because they have been battling a lot. Yeah, we don't want to see Red Bull Baku repeat. We have had one vote for soft, medium, soft, and one vote for split. That didn't help. I think we're just gonna split the strategy. We're just gonna go with this, chat. We're gonna go with this. We're gonna box. We're gonna box Verstappen onto the hards. Another car is spun. Still a VSC, so it is. Box and pit confirm. Box and pit confirm. The issue with this strategy is it may allow Ocon to absolutely peace out under the restart here. We're hoping Leclerc can defend from Ocon for a bit, or even just stay with him at the very least. Good stop for Verstappen. Now, ideally, we want Verstappen out ahead of this pack if we can. There's Albon. If we can get Verstappen out ahead of Albon, that'll be good. Come on. Come on. No, he's not out ahead of them. He's out behind an entire train. Oh, he's gone through the Mercedes of Norris. Leclerc is on better tyres, never tag. Verstappen had worse tyres. That's why we had to bring in Max. Yes, Sean, for sure, out of the race. You're right about that. Leclerc is not amazing at defending. His reputation does not precede him. Verstappen now needs... This is a long-ass VSC, I must say. We're losing a lot of time that we could be using to gain. Right, the VSC will be ending now. The VSC will be ending now. I'm not going to push on ERS with Max just yet because probably still needs to get his tyres up to temp. Meanwhile, Leclerc needs to push with the ERS to try and escape Ocon, even though he won't be able to. At the very least, he can hold on here. And this train that Max has come out in is not good. We're going to lose time. There's a big crash, I've heard. There's a crash. When did Ocon even get Leclerc? I didn't even fucking see that shit.
Be able to take a look here. So we're heading now into turn 5. The opportunity's there.
How have you lost it there, Leclerc? I don't even know. That's impressive. Thank you for doing that.
There's been quite a
But
crash.
what was the crash? Hadjar and Maloney, former teammates. Humongous crash. Humongous. But now Leclerc needs to give everything to stay with Ocon, otherwise it is absolutely ropes. Can Verstappen now get Norris here on the inside? He's got Albon next, followed by Gasly. Then there'll be some clear air. Oh my Jesus Christ. Ocon's almost gone already. Leclerc, please stop being bad at the game. That'd be great. Oh, Verstappen around the outside of Albon. And Verstappen now just needs to get Gasly and then head down the road. Meanwhile, Leclerc needs to give everything to stay with Ocon. Mick is basically a sitting duck at this stage. Because he's not going to have the minerals. He's not going to have the minerals. But has he lost time, has Verstappen? Has he lost time is the question. He now needs to get down the road and disappear from Gasly. Does Max? Meanwhile, Leclerc into the lead he goes. And that is the kind of stuff we like to see. Lovely saying from Leclerc there. Meanwhile, Max has dropped Gasly. And now Yuki is here. That is awful news. That is awful news. Yuki has brought Mick with him, so Mick is going to get onto the mediums, essentially perfecting his stint. But now we've both McLarens here on softs. Yikes. Meanwhile, Verstappen now needs to get out ahead of Mick confidently, which he should do, because the VSC helped a lot. But now Leclerc is really a sitting duck. He needs to, like, let Ocon past him and then use Ocon's DRS while defending from Yuki, but Yuki actually has the better tyre. I don't even know where Yuki came from. I didn't even know he was here at all. Alright, let him through. Let him through. Just do not overtake. Alright, I think we've DRS just about. No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Leclerc sucks so utterly bad. He sucks so bad. So bad. Anyway, how is Verstappen getting on? Not quick is the answer, because he's not catching a Wassa. And he's also losing time to Gasly. How are you losing? How's Lando caught Max now? On fucking 60% mediums? What is going on? Right, I guess we're just gonna back out of this. Because Lando is chucking it round for some reason. No, ideally, I actually want to wait for as late as possible before we go on the softs, because I want us to have better tyres than the McLarens. I do not want another scenario where the McLarens are coming through on better tyres and we have to stress. Yeah, you're right about that, Sean. They actually have been on the they have been a part of McLaren for quite some time now. A recharge on, recharge on. Alright, Max now fully recharged. We are happy also for you to improve the pace there. Don't do that. We need Leclerc to score, please. But almost dropping Norris. I'm gonna make sure that he does drop Norris out of this section, which he now has. Norris is now out of her DRS, which is good. Which is das ist gut, yeah. He now has the Red Bull of Zhou and Russell next, but they're probably both gonna box along with these top five. The whole top five is gonna box. Okay. Interesting move there. Moving swiftly on. I mean, Leclerc is good at attacking, just not defending. Man is a striker. That is a sandy sand. Leclerc now back into the lead, taking both McLarens in a lap. I always get scared when they go side by side because I think there's going to be just like side pod damage like we've seen in Hungary between Verstappen and Yuki Tsunoda. Meanwhile, Ocon's actually dropping back a bit here from this battle. I cannot get much closer. The race is long. Ocon's falling out of DRS here. And we're going to blow by Yuki. Into the lead we go again with Leclerc. I'm going to stay out as long as we can here. I'm going to be I could push more on the tires, but I actually want to hold up the McLarens to help Verstappen here. And whenever they go in, that is when we're going to drop the hammer with our tires and then box for sauce. And now Yuki gets back into the lead again. Meanwhile, Verstappen comfortably P5. But lock chat, Mick has arrived from nowhere. And Mick is back again. Mick won't leave us alone. What is wrong with this guy? Mick's pace is unrelenting. How is he back here again? Max literally undercut him with a VSC and still Mick is here. I'm so confused, Mick. And he's trying to go for a sandy sand. Mick now into P4 he goes. I'm just going to use Mick to pull us along here with Max. Meanwhile, I think it's time now to push on Leclerc's tyres. But Mick has been quite unbelievable. Yeah, unbelievable. And that now is Tsunoda going in and Ocon. They've double stacked because they're idiots. McLaren have been so poor this season with their pit stops. And again, they've double stacked their drivers for no reason. As Verstappen now is going to lead them away. But where is Yuki going to come out? We need Yuki to have some traffic here. And Yuki's got no traffic. Yay! But Ocon's got some traffic of Norris, and that's it. But Yuki is so plain sailing. So the strategy here with Leclerc or with Verstappen was the wrong one. We know that unequivocally now. I think we go a bit more aggressive on the tyre, but Yuki's right there. We were hoping Yuki was going to be in the pack or something, but no, he's right there. I think we're going to go in now with this lap with Leclerc. But Yuki's right there. If we can, as a collective, defend from him, that'll be good. But I don't know. Max and Mick need to work like moving bollards here. Which they still may be able to do. Box and pit confirm. Max now with the DRS. My worry though is Tsunoda following them through as well. It's worse, 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 worse. It's worse, it's worse. There we go. Okay, we finally did it. Oh. The rest of the race is just going to be utter panic. My only saving grace here is Leclerc somehow cutting his way through all three and then pacing off into the distance and leaving all of them for dust. He gets ahead of Yuki and then Mick and Verstappen work together to keep Yuki behind. That is really the only way this works, I think. But let's see here, Leclerc now on the back of Yuki. Can Leclerc make it work? He's gone on the inside of Yuki. Is he going to send it? He is going to send it. He is. Leclerc for P3. Gets through. Is he going to get through? And Max goes a little bit defensive. Leclerc into P3. But can he get through on his teammate and Mick? Don't back out, don't back out. Leclerc, no, you're letting Yuki back through again. Don't back out, you absolute wong. Come on. Come on, Mark. Leclerc. I don't even know who to support for anymore. Leclerc, come on. You have to get through Mick and then Verstappen can hold everyone else up. Oh no, Yuki's coming through. Come on, Leclerc. Still side by side with Yuki. I'm looking for it as well, Sean. I don't know where it is. Come on, Leclerc. Plant the throttle. Defends from Yuki. Gets ahead of Mick. Can he send it in? He does. He does send it in. And surely he's going to get straight through on Max now. It's crazy how Mick can follow through, but Max doesn't, or Leclerc does not know how to do that. Now, this may be a bit annoying, chat. This may be a bit annoying for everyone else in the grid. Just slightly. Just a slight inconvenience.
Pick up the pace. Pick up the pace.
Here, the Dutch fans can go cry about it. We are now 3.4 in the lead with Leclerc, and Max has done an excellent job defending, and he's now created this entire train behind him, which is a little scary. Ocon and Tsunoda side by side. The McLaren teammates battling over who gets to get Max and Mick first. Yeah, I know they would be furious, Sean, because this really does seem like a strategy that has massively favoured Leclerc. But, you know, funny. There's not a lot you can say whenever someone just says, you know, funny. But Leclerc now, here's the thing though, chat. I would normally battle him, but Leclerc by far has the best tires in the entire field. So Max was not defending from him. So if anything, this just, you know, cements the win. Max now on the outside of Mick. It's okay what you're doing. You just need to not let the McLarens through. Max, whatever you do. Like this. Like this. Don't let it through. Did you try to let it through, Max? That was not in the script.
Don't worry, mate.
It's okay though because we're still okay with Leclerc. Leclerc, I think, wins regardless here. Can Max get back through again? Kind of need Max to get through. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, Never Tigers. I'm hoping for a 1-2 here, but we have not picked the correct strategy here. I thought the VSC would help. It did not help. Oh, we really need to get going now because Yuki's about to drop Mick. We absolutely need to get going.
Don't risk anything.
Yuki was genuinely about to drop Mick out of the DRS there. We genuinely had to push there. Yeah, Russell's past Ocon. Stroll about to join this battle yet again. Zhou is a bit too much behind. Norris hasn't boxed. Norris is kind of done. Recharge off. Recharge off. Now, if we can just stay with Yuki here, we've dropped Mick. Mick is already out of the DRS. If we can just stay with Yuki here, we'll be okay because Yuki, as time progresses, his tires will start to fade. His softs are quick now, but in a couple laps they won't be. And we just need to hold on until then. But can we hold on until then is the question. Ich bin ein. Russell in the standings is third.
Okay,
Recharge on, recharge on. Alright, we're fully now alongside with Yuki. Yuki's tyres are about to hit the crossover phase where the hards do become quicker. Meanwhile, Russell is still battling with Mick and Doc on here. Ich bin ein. Did we get it? We didn't get it. We didn't get it. He's definitely out driving that Red Bull because the McLarens are clearly faster than the Red Bull. You could say that. Recharge off, and as time progresses now, chat, the tyre wear's almost level, but the softs will degrade quicker. But Russell now and Ocon have joined the battle. Mick is now down in P7, so unfortunately he cannot convert on his pole. But Max now back into P2. If he can hold it with Yuki. Yuki caused Max to retire in Hungary. How will that differ here in Zandvoort? Will it remain the same? Gasly into 9th for the fastest lap. Well, here's the thing though, we've Leclerc out front, who is going to get the fastest lap though. Leclerc will get the fastest lap, I can guarantee that. Just going to keep an eye that Russell doesn't come through here as well. If Yuki gets through, that's one thing, but Russell getting through as well is another. Scheisse. We did not want two drivers getting through. That does not help.
keep trying. Need to lift up at this stage.
Come on, Verstappen. Yep, Verstappen back through on Yuki Tsunoda. And Yuki Tsunoda racing for McLaren is Max Verstappen now on the beak of George Russell with the DRS. 3 laps to go, chat. Wow, I felt like this race was longer. Mick still with Stroll, you're right. Side by side they go. Similar tyres between the two. Yeah, this is a very entertaining battle to watch. Who is going to finish P2? It's anyone's guess. Or you're just in time for the end here. We're here on the 3rd last lap as Verstappen continues to follow on George Russell. But Yuki Tsunoda, can he find a way through? There's a yellow flag out. Debris at turn 1. Logie Sarge and the Aston Martin here of Jack Doohan. Interesting. Ocon is in the mix here as well. Yeah, can't believe Sargoat. Can't believe it's happened to him. Yeah, Doohan is just Doohan is not great in this save, unfortunately. Unfortunately for Jack Doohan, there was nothing doing there. And he unfortunately has got a penalty, but we want to keep it behind if we can, just for a little bit longer. Meanwhile, Yuki may come under pressure from Ocon, his teammate. And as we head now on to the final lap, can Max find a way through on George Russell for P2 here? He's going to choose the outside of the Red Bull driver. And can Max send it round the outside into turn 1? Slightly ahead, but Russell defends. Russell still side by side. The overtake finally successful as they head into the hairpin. Max now needs to drop the hammer and disappear. Drop a gear and disappear, Max. And Max now has one more DRS straight to defend from George Russell. And he may be able to do it here, as Russell's not close enough yet to go for a move. Is Ocon close enough on Tsunoda? Is he going to send it? He has a little look at a send, but I think Yuki's got it. Leclerc rounds the final corner here in Zandvoort and wins in Verstappen's home, followed by Verstappen himself, who finishes P2. Unhappy with the Ferrari strategists, he'd have to say. Ocon very close behind, Mick very close behind Stroll, Gasly leading the train, which is going to result in a Wassa with points, but I'm sure Lawson is gutted that he's missing out on points here. And Norris with another poor strategy from Mercedes. Their strategies have been so poor. But it is another Ferrari 1-2. Leclerc wins, followed by Max Verstappen. But I'm sure Max will not be happy with that strategy call that resulted in him finishing P2. But as we move on now, Leclerc will extend his championship lead over Verstappen. Leclerc wins. I believe this may be his 10th or 11th win this season. And what a win it was. Just played the strategy. And honestly, chat, I believe that was really won in qualifying, because he had 2 sets of fresh softs for the race. It was Verstappen who had to use the used softs that made us question the soft, medium, soft, that made us put him on the hards, and it did end up being 6 seconds slower in the end. Yeah, Zach Brown can't put up with it, and Ocon and Tsunoda already did clash in Saudi Arabia, and you're right, Russell does get another podium. Russell has been driver of the year, not counting Leclerc, you'd have to say. Really, really performing well in that Red Bull. Outperforming the McLarens yet again is George Russell. But it is going to be, as he said, as Karun Chandok said, we are going to be heading to Monza. Gasly picks up the fastest lap. And here is the championship standings. Leclerc gets his 10th win of the season. Verstappen only has 2 wins in comparison, but considering he has 8 less wins, he's only around nearly 90 points behind. You'd expect him to be a bit more behind with 8 wins, but I don't think it's over for Max just yet. Meanwhile, Yuki overtakes Pourchaire, who had a very poor weekend, and Russell extends his margin in P3 in the championship, and Mick scored well there, so Mick up to P12. Meanwhile, Lawson doesn't get any points, but Awasa does. Very close between Maloney and Awasa. Very close between Sargent and Albon currently. And Doohan, well, that's Gasly, finally gets his first points of the season, chat. Gets the fastest lap on P9. Gasly finally gets his first points of the season. Gets some points for Aston Martin. But meanwhile, we absolutely lead the constructors, and I believe it is ours to lose at this stage. Meanwhile, we are leading the pit stop competition by a point, chat. This is where it matters. This is what matters. Pit stop competition. We lead by a point. We lead by a point. That's fucking. That's all we show up for, lads. That's all we show up for. We may as well do a pit stop every lap just to make sure that we get the fastest pit stop. You know. But anyway, next time out we're heading to Monza. And let's have a quick look through all of our car parts. How many do we have of each? We have enough chassis, enough rear wings, enough side pods, and enough underfloors to last us forever, because during the mid-season break we just decided we're going to manufacture loads. We don't need to design any more parts. But next time out we have Monza, we're going to need to refurb the boardroom, the memorabilia room, and the tour centre soon. The race sim is going to need refurbed, and so is the suspension and the car part test centre. They're going to need refurbed very soon. But we have 50 million in the bank. We've loads of money. Mick is absolutely coming alive. Once we said, oh, we're interested in getting Mick into Ferrari, which we no longer are, unfortunately, for Mick's sake. But he heard that and was like, absolutely going on a Mazda. Gonna absolutely tear it up. Zach Brown is gonna have words with the drivers. You're absolutely right. We're gonna set our performance targets here. We need one more qualifying bonus to get that extra bit of money. So we need one more good qualifying performance here, and we will have a bit of extra bob, as they say. No refurbs needed. Oh, memorabilia room, good timing. It needed refurbed, but we're gonna load in now to Monza. And this time Leclerc is going to get the benefit of the tow down the straight, as Max had got the benefit of the tow in Zandvoort. I don't know how long Zach Brown is going to tolerate these two together. I would keep them together, Sean, because Ocon won a championship with them and Yuki has been very good. I would not separate them, despite them coming close on occasion, including in Saudi Arabia, where they did have contact that ruined really the start of their season, which has had them on the back foot the whole way through, which has allowed us to have probably the easiest season of our entire save, you'd have to say. We're gonna go on into AQA qualifying here. And as we load on in, I'm gonna make sure to pick our best parts because it's Monza. I honestly wouldn't separate them, Sean. They've been very good. I would keep them together if I were the McLaren boss. Despite the tatchiness, I'd be like, is there realistically going to be someone we can replace them with that is going to show the same pace? That is really what it comes down to, you know. But we're going to load now into qualifying here in in Monza. Yeah, except for the crashing that into each other, they're doing fine, you know. But anyway, chat, I'm gonna take a quick tea break here. Yeah, it took so long for Magnussen to actually leave the grid, but I'm gonna leave you on board with Leclerc here. I'm gonna take a quick break, but I'm allow you to watch the onboard laps. But if anyone wants to grab a tea now, is your opportunity. I'll be back in a minute. I had a feeling like some shit like this was gonna happen. Of course, when I get up to leave is when it kills itself. And blah 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 blah. Here we go. Okay, did it. And let's just press that button. Yeah, if I leave it unsupervised, that's just what happens. I'll be back in a second. Still haven't finished making tea. Okay, Leclerc has gone purple, 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 and Max has noticeably gone half a second slower. So we need Max to go out again and hopefully get a 2. But yeah, Max or Leclerc is chilling. Bing chilling. Leclerc is chilling. Bing chilling. Anyway. Kinda just gotta send Verstappen out and hope, I guess. Is there anyone gonna block him? Maybe Zhou. Zhou, get out of the way. Good. He's gone green here. Hopefully green again. Yep, green again. That's what we like to see. Green giant is Max Verstappen. And can he improve on what he has? If he can get anywhere near Leclerc, I think both of our drivers should be safe here in Q1. And as Max Verstappen crosses the line, where does he go? He does go. He's 2 tenths off Leclerc, but I believe that is safe. I just want him to close up a bit more. I think the only real way we're closing that margin is if we have a toe. But I do believe we're going to make it through Q1 here. But let's keep an eye. A 19.3 is the quickest lap, so next time out it should be a 19.0 because we'll be on mediums. Meanwhile, Joe has done the slowest lap. Yeah, Mick is the Cookmeister. Mick in the AlphaTauri. Watch him blow it out of the water because he's got a lovely toe here from the McLaren. He has got such a perfect toe from the McLaren. Green, green. Yuki goes quickest with a 19.3, but... Oh, and Mick gets his lap blocked by the Haas. Unbelievable. I actually want to compare Mick's sectors to Yuki's. Okay, Yuki was quicker in the first 2 sectors as well. Never mind. But for sure, out, Piastri out is a big miss. And both Haas's, as you've said, Sean, it'll be Lawson, Iwasa, Gasly, and Piastri. For sure, has really stopped performing since you've mentioned him, Sean. What has happened? You've put a curse on him? I put a spell on you because you're mine. Yeah, Williams can be quick in Q1, but can they be quick in Q3, where it matters? Why did you have to ruin that? Ocon. We're gonna interrogate you. Come on, speak to us. Why did you think parking on the exit of turn 2 was a good idea? Just break it down for us. Why did you have to block Leclerc's lap? Now, Max locking up, I actually liked. I thought that was cool. Max with a mistake in quali. Whoa. But then Leclerc gets blocked by Ocon, the French fart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reload into qualifying again so that we don't get blocked by some French fuckhead who blocks every quali lap in existence. Does that sound okay, chat? Does that sound okay? Because it's always Ocon. It is always Ocon. Right, there's a bigger gap now between the drivers. Hopefully Ocon doesn't block us again. There he is. He actually managed to block both of us. What a fucking cunt. He blocked both of us. Both of our drivers. Because he's a prick. That is the only reason. Because he's a prick. Anyway, attempt number 96. Let us wait, like, way more seconds. We're now actually going to give Doohan a tow, so we might actually help Doohan through into Q3. There's some more people exiting the pits. Oh, thank God. Right, please don't block us. Please don't. Okay, we actually survived, chat. Yay! We survived qualifying. Well, Q2 at least. We should now, hopefully, get through. But Leclerc's actually very close to Max at this stage. But currently, chat, we're looking for a 19.0 because Yuki had done a 19.3 on the hards. This is on the medium tires. So the lap should be quicker on the mediums, you'd have to say. Leclerc now gone purple. Max has gone green. There's Ocon again. This time he didn't get in the way. Great to see. Splendid. But now as Leclerc crosses the line, it is a 18.8. What a lap that was. Doohan goes 1.7 slower. I guess he was blocked by someone, for sure. Not us, though. I think I'm going to do another lap with Verstappen, but I think Leclerc is fully, well and totally clear. Well and totally clear. I'm going to wait a little bit to see, can I get a Red Bull to go out? So there's Zhou and Russell. I'm just going to go out because the Red Bulls are taking too long. And we want to get this lap in. Alright, we've come out in a decent enough window, but we may run into trouble through Ascari. Poor chair needs to get out of the way. Get out of the way. Yes. Okay, good. We've managed our way through Ascari. And now everyone needs to clear out of the way before Parabolica, which I think they have because this car's going to start their lap way quicker. Verstappen's going green as he rounds the final corner. Can Verstappen get a closer time that should put us through into Q3? Verstappen crosses the line, does improve slightly. I hope it's enough. I think it should be enough. I'd be surprised if Verstappen does not get through. Meanwhile, Norris on the cusp again of being eliminated. Lando Norris, will he improve? Lando Norris does improve. Can Maloney and Doohan improve? Doing out through the final corner. Don't know if Doing improves. Doing improves slightly. Maloney now doesn't improve. So it's Stroll, Porcher, Hadjar, Maloney, and Doing out at the moment. But we now have Leclerc chomping at the bit now to try and see can he get that pole lap time in the Ferrari. With the softs, Max is going to surely want that lap time, but will not have the benefit of the tow here. Because unfortunately Leclerc has the benefit due to Verstappen having the benefit in Zandvoort. And Leclerc is probably too close at this stage. He's very close to Max. Wow, he's directly on the rear. Very close behind Max. This is ultimate tow. And they're going to get an even bigger tow from the McLaren as well. Quadruple tow. Well, triple tow, I should say. And I want to keep pushing because I want them to not block each other here as they cross the line. Wait, where's Verstappen? I'm so confused. Leclerc's lap time came in first there. It's an 18.5 for... It's an 18.5 for Leclerc, 3/10 quicker than his Q2 lap time. Meanwhile, we've another set of softs to go on to here. And we're going to wait now for the Red Bull to give Max the tow. So we have saved, we're on the right tyres. We now just need to wait now until a Red Bull goes out to give Max the tow. And then Leclerc will follow on. Right, both Red Bulls are in now. Okay, I can do 2 times and then pause immediately as I see outlap. Here we go. Max is coming out now. And Verstappen's going to have the tow off Russell. And Russell is also vying for pole here. Verstappen vying for pole. But who will get it? Will it be Max? Will it be Leclerc? Who is going to get it here in Q3? Who will get pole among the Ferrari drivers? Will it be Max? Will it be Leclerc? Will it be Russell? Who has been definitely one of the better drivers this season. And I would say Max is actually closer to Russell than Leclerc is to Max. I feel like Max may be able to improve on this lap. If there's not a random fucking Williams in the way. What was that about? Jesus. I feel like surely we were blocked there. Leclerc has gone yellow in his first sector. Verstappen's gone green. Leclerc's gone yellow. It really does seem like he has been blocked. I'll tell you what, we're going to keep pushing with both drivers here. As Russell now comes around, does he improve? Does Max improve? Russell does improve. Verstappen does improve. But it isn't by enough. Verstappen improves by 1/10, but so does Russell. So Russell keeps P2. But we're going to keep pushing with the drivers here to see can they do anything on these tyres as the checkered flag falls. And our drivers are still going yellow, yellow here. Still yellow, yellow. Mick goes fourth. Mick has been so outstanding. And crossing the line they go, and I don't think either driver improved there. Mick goes fourth. Can Norris finish ahead of Mick here? Yuki and Joe finish with the exact same time, and Ocon is 1,000th behind them. Wow. Yuki and Joe the exact same time, and 1,000th behind them is Ocon, followed by Sargent, followed by Albon. But it is a Leclerc pole, followed by Verstappen in P3. Russell gets P2. Yeah, you would have to say not the best season for McLaren. But anyway, we're going to load now into Monza. And we're going to try the medium soft. It says medium hard, but we want the medium soft. We want to see medium soft. With 30 laps onto the medium soft. Oh, no. We don't want medium hard. We want medium soft. There we go. And how much slower is the medium hard? Yeah, Mick is still flying is right. So the hard isn't actually that slower. So if there is a safety car chat that we can switch on to the hards, then we will, because it genuinely isn't that much slower. The hards aren't that much slower around here. But we're going to try the medium soft here. As Russell starts on the softs, which adds an element of, we need to push here off the start to make sure that Russell does not disappear. We need to make sure that Russell does not disappear. So, if Leclerc can defend, which is not his strong suit, and there's also Mick on the softs as well. Please pause. Nope, push. It is not Mick's strong suit, or it is not Leclerc's strong suit, which is defending. But he's had a very good start here. So was Max. Max on the outside of Russell into turn one. Can Max get through on the Red Bull driver? This would massively help us here, but Russell may get the traction out of the corner here. And Max going to look to send it on Russell again into 3 and 4. But I think Russell's got this move now. And now Leclerc needs to defend from Russell to allow us to get as far as we can before we move on to the DRS. But Mick now on the back. And Leclerc has not gone defensive at all here. And he has just opened the door for Russell around Parabolica. Russell's going to get straight through. But can Leclerc out-drag him down the straight? Leclerc still trying to find a way through on Russell, but I think Russell's got the move now. And realistically what we need now is the DRS to help us keep up with Russell and hopefully not fall back into the clutches of Mick as well here. And the DRS is now enabled. And as long as we don't lose out on this straight, we should be good now to back off a little bit. And we should hopefully be able to use the DRS here to defend from Mick. And also, while Russell uses his tyres, he's just going to help our race, because he's going to help us manage our mediums. I'm going to tell Max to not fight his teammate, so that Leclerc does not have to worry at any point about being overtaken from his teammate. I'm going to tell Leclerc to push up a bit more to give Verstappen more of a gap ahead of Mick. But Mick now still following along. We've now built a gap to Zhou, who's fallen out of the train. But Yuki here, Norris having a better performance today than usual. Norris was champion in Season 5, chat, and we're now in Season 8, I believe. And Norris, as of late, has been very poor. In qualifying, but in the races he comes good, but in qualifying he's been very poor. So the fact he's actually qualified up there is going to help him massively here. Meanwhile, Mick now still following along. But we may be able to extend a bit from Norris here. If we can push a little bit on the tyres, we can maybe drop Norris out of the train. Just going to tell Leclerc that he can overtake if he wants, but apparently he doesn't want to. We're going to harvest a little bit as well here, regain our ERS. We just need to do this for probably about a lap, I'd say. And in that time, it'd be great if we do not lose out to Mick. And that should be our ERS fully regained now. Verstappen defending here from Mick. But will Mick send it? Mick goes for an audacious send out of nowhere. And we need to aggressively defend this to make sure we do not lose the position. Because I think we're good as we are now. Just need to keep advancing on. And defending from Mick. Meanwhile, Leclerc takes the lead ahead of Russell. And all this is doing really is wasting the soft tyres, because us going longer is fine, really. Russell needs to be using these tyres like in a gap, which he is not doing. We just really need to manage our tyres at this stage, but not lose any positions as well. I cannot get much closer. Keep pushing. Still doing okay here. Max falling a bit back. We're going to tell Max to push up a little bit. Should be okay now. If we can get Mick out of the DRS, that'll help us massively, because then all we'll need to worry about really is Russell. Unless Yuki comes through with mega pace. I'm now going to leave them all free to make moves because Leclerc should realistically now be overtaking Russell, and now Max may overtake Leclerc. And Leclerc just seems to be really defending for Russell. He's not really going for moves on Russell. He's more just defending from Verstappen. Whereas he should be going for moves here. And he's really not wanting them, it seems. Yellow flag out. Russell hasn't won a race this season. He has not, I don't believe. I don't believe Red Bull have got a win. Ocon goes wide and forgets how to rejoin the track. Flawless game. Yeah, Leclerc is just not overtaking and also maybe defending here. Yeah, backs out of the, pretty much clear-cut move there. Once Russell, yeah, now that Russell's, I was about to say, now that Russell's tyres have hit 40, I was just going to go, but Leclerc's went anyway. But not at the right time. He did not go at the right time. Okay, now is when we need to go. Ideally. Oh no! Both of our Ferrari drivers side by side here. Battling over which one gets the Red Bull as Mick now falling out of the DRS, but the two Ferraris side by side actually may help his cause. As we head now down the main straight, which of the drivers here is going to get the DRS and actually get past Russell here? It could be Leclerc. Leclerc, is he going to send it? He is going to send it into turn one. And can he plant the throttle on the traction to escape the Red Bull? Meanwhile, we're trying to get ahead here with Max as well, but Russell, a very good defensive driver here. But this pushing may allow us to at least escape from Mick and the train behind. Meanwhile, Max is coming through, gets past. And now Russell's come in pretty early, and it has allowed us a margin now that we can back off a little bit. And is Mick still in our toe? He is. Mick is still in our toe. We just can't really pull the gap we need. It's really hard to do at Monza. We actually pull the gap you need. You know, you're kind of stuck where you are, and the DRS trains are so powerful. They're like powerful and not. It's confusing. It's easy to catch them for the AI, it seems, but whenever you're not the AI, it's like impossible to catch. Because look at Mick's tires, and yet he's still putting on a performance here. Russell's gone onto the hard, so he's gone for the alternate strategy in comparison to us. But Mick on the softs here, still absolutely rapid. Mick comes in, probably onto hards, you'd have to say, as Max now going for the lead here. But will he get through? Side by side, they still go into 3 and 4. I don't know how the softs are so fast because Yuki's on them as well. And they're a lot more worn, but they're still fast. I don't know how. Meanwhile, Max looking for the position. Here, there's a yellow flag out. Don't know what that was for.
Here's the replay. As they get through the
Gasly and Doohan. Gasly has just cut the corner, leaving space for his Aston Martin teammate. Meanwhile, Norris is on our strategy as well, chat. Norris is thinking he is us. Side by side we go. We would like Verstappen ideally into the lead because Verstappen will have more ERS to use. But we also do not want to lose out to Norris. Here we are. This is the direction we want to go. Charles button on. Because we can allow Leclerc to manage his ERS in behind while not overtaking. Just needs to keep Norris behind. And ideally now we would want a VSC or even the safety car on lap 30. Just perfectly timed for us to make our soft strategies ultra easy. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. It's rare you get those nice ones where they're just like an ultra easy strategy. Ah, balls. I seen the yellow flag come out and thought it was something I know. Leclerc's about to lose out to Norris, which he has done. Perfect. Leclerc's defence is just impeccable. Pourchaire locks up, goes off with Ascari, and he has been having a stinky time as of late. But Leclerc impeccable with his defending as always. We're actually going to tell Leclerc to manage his ERS and his tyres here, because his tyres are actually worse for wear than Max's at this stage. Max is good there, so we can tell him to go light. Max side by side with Norris. Almost in the pit window at this stage. And Norris has pit. Norris has pit, so we now need to push a little bit here. I don't believe Norris... Yeah, Norris has to be on the hards there. He can't be on the softs. So I don't think I'm actually going to push him when I extend the stint till we get to the softs. See, the thing is, Sean, Leclerc's defensive rating is actually really high. But in reality, his defending is just Just not good. I'm going to tell Leclerc to go in this lap onto the softs. Just needs to get past Verstappen. Verstappen just needs to let him past. Yellow flag out. Is it the VSC we need? It isn't. It's Sonoda, who is one of our rivals. Locks up, goes straight on, allows the AlphaTauri of Mick through, I believe. Is that Mick trying? Yeah, that's just Mick out on the hards. So that's Mick through into P4 confidently. We're going to have a bit of a nightmare though at the moment, though, because we're going to have to cut our way through the field on the softs, which may be a little tricky. And Verstappen will get the DRS down the main straight here. Completely out on the track on his own. And he should exit maybe around behind Norris somewhere, maybe at least in this area. 7, 8, 9, he should not see Albon, I don't think. Well, Leclerc is the great indicator here. There's Norris there. And Norris gets ahead, but Leclerc joins. Please do not let Stroll through randomly. Yep, good from Leclerc. Leclerc exits out behind Lando Norris. So Max may end up behind Stroll, you'd have to say. Welcome in, Durth Gurps. Any tips for managing your engine / gearboxes, etc.? I would say in races where you qualify really badly, so say you're out in Q1, and say you're a team like Ferrari, like one of the upper teams, that is the races where you take grid pains on everything. So new engine, new ERS system, and new gearbox, because there's no real negative because you already were having a bad quali anyway. So you may as well start at the back. That's the sort of scenario you can think about. Oh, they ballsed up Max's stop, so Max is going to exit definitely behind Stroll, I'd have to say. But other than that, I'm not amazing at managing. There's Leclerc already gone. There's Stroll away. He may even have some trouble here from Zhou and Hajar. Yeah, Max is always the driver that gets the bad pit stops, So unlucky. Now Leclerc needs to absolutely pace it to escape Norris. Otherwise, Norris is just going to hang on to his coattails. Just gonna be annoying, really, more than anything. And Leclerc now just needs to stay behind, not go for any silly moves because he is managing his ERS. You're managing your ERS, aren't you? There we go. Thankfully, Yuki had to defend to remind you to manage your bloody ERS, mate. And now he's on high overtake aggression because he wants to get the move done down the main straight. Meanwhile, Verstappen has got to get caught up to the Mercs. And then somehow get through them, even though there's two there. Never watched an F1 race, but I'm kind of addicted to this game right now, trying to learn. Okay, well, welcome in. You've come to the right place. We're all big F1 fans here. There is some hate that people get, but I would honestly encourage watching Drive to Survive. It does give you a little insight to what F1 is like. But there is a lot of people who hate Drive to Survive watchers, but I bet you a large majority of them are secretly Drive to Survive watchers themselves. But they're just trying to, fit in with the crowd. But honestly, Nevertag, it is like a digestible way for new people to watch it. I know it does get a lot of criticism, including from myself. There is ways they could be better, but honestly, if you want to get into F1, I would recommend it. But if you want any more tips, Sturthgurps, I'm your guy. Kind of. For F1 Manager. The way I win is just like people try a lot harder than me. I try and win in the easiest way possible. So people do practice. I don't do practice. I'm not about that. We talking about practice? We talking about practice? Yeah. Oh. Got an ad as he start talking. Oh my god. Right, I will hold my tongue.
Hello there.
I still want to manage the ERS a bit longer here with Leclerc. I'm waiting for the ad to end before I get back chatting to Dirthgurps. Meanwhile, Leclerc or Verstappen continues to catch. Leclerc out ahead of Mick, but I'm okay really with Mick being here because we're still managing our ERS at this stage. Meanwhile, I do want Max to catch this train, but once he catches this train, it's going to be bothersome to actually overtake in this train. Learning how to use ERS is one of the things I think will take some time. So, Dirth, you want to really only use your ERS when you're overtaking. Like, you're like, I want this overtake. Or if you're outside the DRS detection point and you like need to get inside it, or you're almost like falling out of the DRS, you're like, I need to stay inside the DRS detection point. And if you don't know what the DRS detection point is, basically you need to be within a second, so the number on the left has to be a 0. And yes, never like also when you're trying to pull outside of the second as well. So with Mick is following Leclerc now, and we're just kind of holding where we are at the moment because we're regaining our ERS. But once we try and push, we're going to try and escape the second. Otherwise Mick is going to be able to hold on to us, and we'll have really wasted ERS for nothing. But I'm going to go high overtake aggression with Max. You also want to only really use them on the straights, yeah, as Nevertag says. You really want to only use your ERS on the straights because, or like, as you're exiting a corner. So I'll show you an example. Leclerc going to maybe defend a little bit here from Mick, if we can. And now we're going to go into this corner. Is Mick going to send it? He's not. But now that Leclerc has his ERS, we're going to now push out of this corner. And you're going to see the battery for Leclerc go down a little bit as he's pushing to try and escape this second from Mick. But I think Mick is going to hold on. We're actually going to hold off on doing that just yet because Mick is too close. Meanwhile, we're going to push now with Verstappen because he has to clear these hard runners. We're all on the softs here with our Ferrari drivers, so we just need to cut our way through the pack. There's 2 Mercedes here and a McLaren, and there's just too much going on. Max can't find his way through. But can Max get through on the McLaren of Yuki? He has. Can he get through on the Mercedes of Stroll? Will he send it into parabolic and maybe too far back to look for a send? He's still keeping it in relatively. Can he get the DRS here on Stroll? Has the DRS now. Will he be able to send it on Norris as well? Unable to send it on Norris, but meanwhile with Leclerc now, you can see, if you keep an eye, Dirth, it's now 7 tenths to Mick, so we're going to push on his ERS to try and get outside the 1 second gap of Mick and then inside the 1 second gap of Russell. Now Verstappen round the outside of Lando Norris. Will he send it? He does send it round the outside of 3 and 4. Why did I hear contact? I swear I heard contact somewhere. I think that may have been a figment of my imagination. I thought I heard contact between someone. But Verstappen now is trying to drop Norris and co out of the DRS, but Norris is following along quickly, but Stroll will be gone. Meanwhile, Leclerc can potentially even drop Russell here. But you can see now the tyre wear is somewhat similar at the current stage, so Leclerc really needs to take advantage of these softs now. Meanwhile, can we drop Norris out of the DRS? Norris is still holding on. But we've just about made it, but we now need to back off again on our tyres and fuel and ERS to manage as Mick will carry us on. Meanwhile, Leclerc has been unable to escape Russell. So I think we have to let Russell back through again here and just manage what we have. Meanwhile, Max needs to manage his ERS a bit more before we think about getting back in the lead. But again, thank you for the follow, Dirth. I did say that while the ad was happening, so I don't know if you heard. Also, this is AlphaTauri's home race. Yeah, it is AlphaTauri's home race for Mick, as well as it being Ferrari's home race here in Italy, here in Monza. Yeah, Mick is having another great race indeed. Mick has been killing it since Spa and was doing very well. Had pole in Zandvoort. That is the Netherlands track, for those of you unaware. And normally I would wait with Verstappen here, but Verstappen actually is in perfect position here to get the DRS detection point and absolutely disappear from Mick. Does he have the DRS though is the question. He does not. Okay. Forget that idea. Mick has the DRS, so he's going to get back on the inside here. A recharge on, a recharge on. I would honestly just let Mick through, Max. You don't want to fight him here. Just let him through. Unfortunately, we're gonna let Norris back into this battle. Oh, Russell's trying to disappear. Illegal. You're not allowed to disappear. Finally, we have allowed Mick to go through, but we've lost time doing it. Mega amounts of time doing it. It may be a bit difficult for us to catch Russell here. But we now have Norris for company, which I was not hoping for. But we continue to lose a lot of time stuck behind Mick. And I think now we just need to kind of use the overtake, I guess, to get back through on Mick here and hopefully escape. But we're now 6.4 to the lead. I think the 1 and 2 will be between the Ferrari here and the Red Bull of Leclerc and Russell. Been playing as Williams. Albon has been okay, but Sargent is horrible. Dirth, you're not the only one who thinks that. A lot of people think Sargent is horrible. You're not the only one who thinks that. Do not worry. Especially in this game, because two very important stats, Dirth, is control and smoothness. And Sargent has pretty low smoothness and control, and as a result will crash a lot. So you need someone with high smoothness and control. So I have Leclerc and Verstappen, who both have very high smoothness and control, among other stats. But Leclerc leading us away, and Russell's actually in a very good position here on these hard tires. I think we need to let Russell through here and manage our softs. And kind of a similar situation here for Verstappen, but Norris is a major threat on these hards. 72% hards. They're much fresher than Mick's hards and our softs. I'm well aware, Nevertag, this is just as Dirth builds for the future. You're looking to develop your driver's smoothness and control, and there is a way you can do it. I can show you after the race how to develop your driver's smoothness and control. Meanwhile, Mick and Norris go side by side. Mick on the inside, but Norris on the outside on the much better tyre. And Mick does still send on the inside of Norris, despite Mick not having the better tyre. Norris still having to fight the AlphaTauri here. And Norris finally gets the position. But again, another situation, chat, where Leclerc boxed a lap earlier and now is way further down the road than Max is. Max had the bad stop and is now 6 seconds down the road from where he would like to be, battling for the lead here. We're going to keep advancing on. Norris doesn't seem to be using the tyres as we would expect heading into the clear air. He's now on the back of Verstappen. Should be an easy move, but he doesn't go for it. And Norris still in behind. Still in behind. Not going for the move on Verstappen. But Verstappen still needs to manage these tyres a little bit. Norris may get through whenever he wants it, but he doesn't want it apparently. But Max's tyres are starting to struggle. Leclerc's still being able to manage his tyres as he is not leading the train. Mick still following this battle along. As Mick may send it on Norris here. Mick on much older hard tyres gets through on the Mercedes. I think what we're actually going to do is conserve now with Max. Oh, Hadjar's in the points. You're right there. Hadjar in the points. Has worn hards though, but I think he should keep it. I think he should not lose out there. I wonder when Mick is going to actually just overtake Max here, because we just want to manage our softs at this stage. But Norris now having a little luck. We just want to manage our softs because they need to make it to the end here. And Max, for whatever reason, is still planting the throttle, not letting Mick through. We just want to hold on to his DRS here. Ooh, there was almost contact between the AlphaTauri and the Ferrari. Meanwhile, Verstappen is going to be ahead of Norris, just needs to keep holding on to the DRS of Mick, which should help him defend from Lando Norris. Meanwhile, Max is going back on the inside again. We're not even asking him to do this, but he is wanting to do this. Russell does want to get a win here, as Sean mentioned. Max kind of wants the win here as well. Meanwhile, Mick defending from Lando. Lando round the outside of Parabolica. As we head on to the third last lap here. Max still ahead of Mick, but Mick may send it here into turn one. And he does. Mick on the inside of Max Verstappen. Meanwhile, Charles Leclerc gets back through on George Russell. Crack on. Does the driver in front also get DRS? Is it only for the drivers behind? So it's for the driver behind Durthgurps, but it is at specific points on the track. So if you look at the map above my head, you can see there's green dots on the map, and that is where the DRS detection points are. Yeah, I don't think Max is going to be able to win here, but we are going to certainly try never tag. We're going to do an absolute Hail Mary in the final two laps here. Just you wait for this absolute Hail Mary. The Hail Mary is coming. And we're going to keep an eye now on both of our drivers as we head on to the penultimate lap now. Leclerc follows. Russell will have the DRS. Can he get through on the Red Bull driver on the outside here? Meanwhile, Verstappen's going for the same move on the outside as well. Leclerc gets it into turn one. Needs to now not defend. Meanwhile, Verstappen on the outside here of Mick, planting the throttle yet again. But Mick trying to defend here. But Max is going to escape a little bit. Meanwhile, Russell follows along Leclerc as we head on now. Yeah, Mick is not giving up here at all. Max is trying to give it everything to escape. Russell trying to hold on to Leclerc as Leclerc is trying to escape Russell. But Mick giving everything. I'm assuming defending is risky and can also lower your lap time. Yes, correct. I only defend in very specific scenarios whenever I feel like a dude is going to actually overtake me. It's the same with overtake aggression as well, Darth Grips. You want them to be on low because that gives you the most pace. But you can see now Mick is closing to Verstappen with the DRS. But we still have 3/10. Mick might send it here. Oh, Max just about keeps it ahead. We still have the ERS in the tank to use. Still have it available. Can we escape here? Russell's 8/10 back. Meanwhile, Mick's only 7/10 back. But we were absolutely dumping the battery here. Mick wants the podium. Leclerc wants the win. Russell wants the win. Max obviously wants the win, because when does Max not want the win? But round both Lesmos, Russell has the DRS here, but he may be too far back for the move. Mick as well has the DRS, but maybe too far back for the move. But Mick may get a brilliant P4 for AlphaTauri here. Leclerc down the back straight. Russell charging. Our tires aren't going to explode, right? And Leclerc rounds the final corner with the rear light flashing, but Russell isn't going to be close enough, and Leclerc is going to win the home Grand Prix for Ferrari here in Italy. In Monza, Verstappen finishes P3, followed by Mick and Norris for massive results here, followed by Tsunoda, Stroll, Sargent and Hadjar. Side by side they go. Hadjar side by side with Sargent. Sargent gets P8, followed by Hadjar, followed by Zhou, and Leclerc wins in Monza. Yeah, Leclerc with his 11th win of the season. Do you always turn on don't fight teammate, or would you let them fight in certain situations? Well, Darth, there is certain situations you want them to hold position, and there is certain situations where you're like free to let them fight. Letting them fight is probably not the smart move, but whenever you're as ahead in the constructors as we are, then there's really no risk to us letting them fight, because even if they crash into each other, we're not going to lose that much. But Leclerc wins again, extending his championship lead over Verstappen, and Verstappen must be livid with a pit stop error, which has cost him even more in the championship.
Pats on the back as well for everything that they've achieved. Out and onto the podium steps Charles Leclerc, the driver from Monaco, really deserving of that top three.
But Leclerc wins, followed by Russell, followed by Verstappen. Another podium with these three drivers, and Verstappen, I'm guessing, is starting to lose
That right there is a big
love for Ferrari with another pit stop error, costing him a win. But another Ferrari win, and Leclerc wins, gets the fastest lap. Russell P2, Verstappen P3. I'm sure he's livid again with that pit stop error costing him the win. But Leclerc now almost 100 points in the lead of the drivers. Max now 97 points behind. but is a good 78 points ahead of Russell. So there's really no concern in the drivers. Stroll overtakes Ocon. Norris gains some massive points there, but a big gain for Mick. Mick now into P11, and he is on a charge. He may overtake Piastri and Zhou, who is in the Red Bull, so Mick could be coming for Zhou's seat. Yet 97 points is the gap. All the drivers here have points. Hajar steps off the bottom, getting 2 points there. Gasly goes back down to the bottom again. But we have a massive lead in the constructors here. That is 331 point lead in the constructors. Leclerc gets the fastest pit stop. And with Verstappen getting the slowest pit stop, I'm sure he'll be livid with that. But we extend our gap in the lead of the pit stop competition, where it really matters. It really matters in the pit stop competition. But next time out, we now have Singapore? Singapore, what a guess. I'm a G. I just know my stuff. But anyway, we're going to replace all these parts. Dirtgurps, if you're still here, I can show you a couple things, a couple tips as well. Let's see here. 8 more races to go, says Nevertag. And I believe that's all of us with the right parts. But what you want to do, Dirtgurps, is you can go into development and you want to put your drivers on wet track, which develops their control and smoothness, which in my eyes is the two most important stats, is control and smoothness. Meanwhile, Leclerc already has 100 control, so he's now just developing the smoothness and other stats as well. Meanwhile, Max has 100 cornering, 100 braking, 100 control, 100 smoothness, 100 defending. So now he's just developing his accuracy, adaptability. There's actually nothing he can work on where he's not already completing stats. He has 100 in. And you can do this with all of your drivers, your development drivers as well. Ollie Behrman has 100 control and is a reserve. Now he's developing smoothness, overtaking, defending, and reactions. His overtaking is very poor. We need to get that way up. But he's an 87 rated reserve driver. He is amazing. But literally, Dirtgurps, you can do this with all of your staff as well. There are specific stats where you'd want them to improve in. And if there's areas where they're 100 in, then that is your key, that you need to move it to a different area. So he's not 100 in these areas, you know. But my staff is obviously going to be way better than your staff, unfortunately, with Williams at this stage. And with your race engineers, for everyone watching, you want them to be only on driver comms, because communication doesn't matter at all. Communication does not matter, so you only want to improve feedback and composure, because communication doesn't matter at all. And with Jonathan Wheatley here, we're just improving communication techniques, because he already has 100 in training and 100 processes. He's just improving his leadership and aptitude. I'm expecting to be bad early on, that's why I picked Williams. Yeah. I'm thinking of doing a save later on, like yourself, Dirtgurps. Whenever I get the game on PC. Another tip, Dirtgurps, is I would never improve your scouting department, because you don't need to. But I would improve everything else if you can. I don't remember which order you want to improve stuff in. The order can vary depending on what you're doing. But yeah. What other? Keep an eye on your cost cap, Dirtgurps, as well. Keep an eye on your cost cap, because the projected number is the number you want to look at, really, because that is how much money you realistically have left. Don't keep an eye on this number. Keep an eye on the projected number, because that is your actual budget. that you have to adhere to. What else information can I give you? Yeah. Your pit crew also have stuff. Engineering team. Whenever you're not using scouts like me, you can just turn them off, so you're not wasting money on scouts. If you're not using your engineers, you can also get rid of them, but I'm probably going to do a research project soon, I would assume. We've also got some additional money there from getting our qualifying streak. Now, depending on... This is qualifying streak. So, pretty much every single time we should be making Q3. So I always have this set to 10. Now, some people would risk it and go with like 5. And there's more of a payoff. But if you have one driver that has like a bad qualifying, then you've lost out on that money. Whereas, as long as you've made it to Q3, then you're guaranteeing that money. But you are Williams, so you will not have this issue, because your goal is basically making it into Q2. So if you're consistently making it into Q2, Durskrips, I would change this to 15, which is as low as you can go. But say you've got Albon making it into Q2 frequently, then you would say one driver, qualifying position 15. And if he's making it into Q2 like every single time, then you would do this. That is just my tip anyway. But I don't go for any risky bonuses, because I know all I need to aim for is to make sure everyone gets into Q3 and finish inside the top 10. We've been finishing way better than this, but I'm just guaranteeing the money that we get in case there is some chaos. You know what I mean? We've got our refurbishment of our thing. We need to refurb our tour center. Need to refurb anything else here. Probably our car part test center. And we've got our aerodynamic testing period. Got some driver updates here. Ollie Behrman's smoothness has went up to 95. You'll love to see it. And we're trying to upgrade or refurb our next our car part center, which is like days away. Now, I think you're all watching an ad at the moment, so I'll wait for this tip of information. But, yeah. I would never do the balanced one that it picks. I would always go to custom. But I think there's still 10 seconds of this ad. I'll down my tea. So, I think you're all back from the ad. What I would do for pit stop or your pit crew. Now, you can see the fatigue is going up, and the chance of the mistake and all is going up because it has it set to balance. But I would go custom. You take everything off. The fatigue is minimized this way because you're having maximum rest. And what you want to go through is pit stop drill first. Just unbalanced. Until you have everything in the blue. Which we have. Then what you want to do is gym training. And you want to do the maximum amount of gym training before you see any fatigue come in. So you see there, chat, how the fatigue has moved slightly. It may not be visible, but I'll do this. It'll be way more visible if I add another one. But you can see, chat, the fatigue, if you add too much gym training, you can see it goes up. Your performance comes down on everything. So what you want to do is the maximum amount of gym training you can get away with. You pretty much never want to do car building, because what car building is replacing parts, which in my eyes, you've already lost the time that you were gonna lose anyway. Like, you've already fucked it. It doesn't really matter at that point. I would work only in pit stop drill and gym training. You know what I mean? But anyway, let us head on in through. Next we have Singapore. We've got our aerodynamic testing period. Now this is going to be a good tip for everyone here. Now we've got all our designs done, and the reason why, if I go through everything apart from front wing, everything is severely in the red if we try and upgrade, as you can see. Is it ever worth retiring after a crash to save the rest of your car? It is worth retiring. If you're not going to get points, Dirthgurps, and you can tell you're not going to get points, I would save the engine, yeah. Especially with Williams. You need everything to go right for you for it to work. But then also you have your obligations to your sponsors that, say you've set a goal, you want to keep your driver in to meet that goal unless you don't have any goal set. But a tip, chat, which is a big tip, is you want the minimum weight in your car. So you want to put the minimum lifespan down to 0, which improves the quality of your parts. So say we have maximum lifespan here, your weight goes up, and you can see the parts aren't great. But if we go minimum lifespan, we now have minimum weight on every part, Dirthgurps, on every part. Now I would say, Dirth, to make this work, to make that strategy work, you need to prioritize upgrading your factory, because you need to churn out a good amount of parts. But yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to do some research here, which you can specify what kind of research you want to do. Wonder what we can actually upgrade here that looks good. Where we would end up. Chassis good on high speed and straight line speed. Front wing is good on everything really. Front wing is pretty good. Rear wing here. Rear wing good on straight line speed. Very good on straight line speed and good in the corners. Rear wing's pretty good. Side pods, same as rear wing really, but not as OP, I don't think. Yeah, better in high speed. Is it ever worth developing parts if you're out of hours? I would save it more often than not, but you're gonna see me, oh my god, underfloor does so much. Let's do underfloor upgrade. Yeah, underfloor research is where we're going. You're gonna see me do it right now. I'll show you what I'm doing. Suspension's good for low speed. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do our underfloor upgrade. We're gonna put everything in it. Absolutely everything in our underfloor research here. And I wonder what customs it can give us. Oh. Pretty balanced. I'm gonna leave it balanced. Upgrades, people, upgrades. And now, chat, this is big. for research, you only ever want to put one engineer on research. For manufacturing, you want as much as you can. For research, you only want one, because look what happens to the numbers above my head as we add more engineers. With 6 engineers, you get worse research. So you only ever really want to do one engineer on your research. Now, Dirth, at your specific point, I would save the money instead of researching without hours. But for me, I'm at a stage where incremental gains help massively. So I am going to research my rear wing here without any hours. I'm actually just going to chuck this all on DRS. So I am. And take it all off the corners. So we can add like 0.2 kph. There you go. One engineer. Costs 1.4 million. So research does cost a good amount of money. This is why I would save it. But as I know we're not designing any parts for the rest of the season, we can actually spend our cost cap here. I think I'm actually going to research something else here while we're here. I'm going to do one more research. Maybe chassis, no. Front wing, maybe. Maybe not side pod. I'll say suspension, yeah. We'll research your suspension here. 1.3 million. You can see it is a lot of money for very little gain. So only whenever you're really at my stage would you do this. But with Williams, I would save the money for only real big gains. You know what I mean? But we're at the stage where we just try and research as much as possible. But anyway, chat, if you did all enjoy, please drop a follow if you did enjoy. I'll be streaming more often. I'm back from the winter holidays. Me and Aura enjoyed our time. But thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, please drop a follow. I'm going to find someone to raid on our way out. And I'll be back possibly tomorrow for more F1 Manager. But we will find someone to raid here on our way out. Let us see who we can raid. Bye. It's not like that. Bye. We're gonna raid Jamamio, who is doing an AlphaTauri save. He's currently in Zandvoort, which we just did earlier. But also, make sure to... Did I type that right? Jamamio. Here we go. But thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, please drop a follow. And also make sure to drop Jamamio a follow on your way out. I'll be back tomorrow for some more F1 Manager. We'll be doing the Singapore Grand Prix. And most likely as well, Suzuka. And then we have Qatar, Austin, Mexico, Brazil, Las Vegas. And then Yas Island, aka Yas Marina. But thank you all for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. Hope you have a good one, and goodbye.